What's up, everybody? I'm SS Multiverse, and I am literally bringing you a month and a half worth of spoilers for Dragon Ball Super. So if you do not want to get spoiled, this is definitely not the video for you. So all these spoilers come in courtesy of Herms, our beloved Dragon Ball friend on Twitter. If you haven't checked out and liked his page already, be sure to do that. I mean, he is just an awesome guy. If not for him, there's no way I could make this video. So many thanks to him. Let's get right into the spoilers. So I'm going to be covering, as you can see, all the way up to February 5th. So this is going many episodes into the future. Starting with episode 71, it's literally going to be Goku versus Hit, round 1. So Goku's going to go up against Hit, as we saw in the preview for episode 71. It appears that Goku's having a pretty average day, but he feels a presence of Hit stalking him, and then it's going to turn out to an all-out fight. And then for episode 72, we have Goku versus Hit, round 2. So it highly sounds like Goku is not going to die in episode 71, and he is going to pick up the fight in 72 against Hit. Now, how this fight ends, we do not know as of right now, but we do know that the fight is going to continue, so which is helpful to know. If you want to get an idea what the next couple of Dragon Ball Super episodes is, I guess that literally tells us that he's just not going to die at 71. Then on New Year's Day, there is no episode because of the holiday, so we're just going to skip that. We go to January 8th. Gohan gets made into a movie. Now this is very interesting. I mean, it definitely sounds like filler once again, but this ultimately says that this Hit arc is very short and is possibly just loaded with a lot of filler on the backside. You know, we're going to get a fight with Hit, but then after that, it's going to be very short, and there's going to be filler episodes coming in right after. So a lot of people are saying that like this was going to be an extended arc, that, you know, this is going to have a whole backstory and everything. It seems like they're not going to get their wish granted in that regard, but that might not be a bad thing too. I mean, 2 episodes for a single fight for Super standards is pretty long. It's pretty lengthy, but this episode definitely sounds like it's going to be a lot of filler. If Gohan's is going to be made into a movie, I mean, it sounds interesting. We'll have to see. Episode 74 is For the Sake of Which He Loves. Now this one, Herms had trouble translating because the Japanese language, when it gets translated to English, there's a lot of ambiguous terms, and it's very hard to translate Japanese to English. Like, to take a Japanese sentence and just convert to English, because words could have many meanings when translated over. I don't want to get too involved because I'll probably make an ignorant statement because I do not know much about translating it, but I have heard from people who do that it's difficult at times because words can have multiple meanings when translated and can be very vague at what they mean when translated over. So episode 75 and 76, we're going to lump together. Now this is an assumption, but it's pretty much a fact that it's just going to be filler. I mean, yes, it's an assumption, but because it's between what happened with Hit and the new arc that's coming up, this Universal Survival arc, it is presumed that this is just going to be filler in between the two. So we'll have to see what happens with those. And then February 5th, which is episode 77, it's the beginning of the new arc, the Universal Survival arc. Now, Herms personally thinks it's the multiversal tournament. For me, I think we're just going to have to wait to be sure. I think that is a good chance because they promised it in a way. When they showed the episode with Zeno, which said he wanted a tournament that featured every universe, fighters from every universe. So there's a pretty good chance that that's what this is going to be. But what's interesting about it is, why is it called the survival arc? That word survival is kind of interesting to me. Does it mean that this is going to be more than just like a tournament? That this is going to be like killings allowed, and it's just going to be like all the universes are just free to come attack each other? I mean, that word survival just makes it sound so much more interesting. Now, if this is the tournament, I think this is going to be a very awesome arc. If you haven't already seen it, take a look at the promotion art for the next coming survival arc. I mean, we see a lot of fighters here that we haven't seen fight for a long time in this series. So at least to me, that's a little bit of proof of what I was saying earlier, that this could be more than just a typical tournament. This could just be like a brutal war-like tournament, maybe where killing is allowed. And each universe has to send these fighters in order to survive, or their universe is going to get destroyed. That's just an idea, though. I'm not. None of that's confirmed, but it is confirmed that it's gonna be called the survival arc. So it's just speculation based off of that. But all this sounds very, very interesting. I mean, this is a whole month and a half now where we kind of know where the series is going. It's still going to be worth watching the episodes, of course, because there's 2 episodes we don't know anything about. And then there's a lot where we don't really know much of the content of the episodes. We just know what it's going to kind of be like, you know, just the summaries of them. So I highly recommend checking out these episodes when they come out. Thank you so much for watching. I know I'm not the only DBZ YouTuber who did this video, so if you got to this point, thank you so much for supporting what I do. Let me know what you think is going to happen as Universal Survival Arc, or how the Goku and Hit fight is going to go down. Leave me in the comments. I'll read them like always. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.